Hello and welcome to Table Talk. It's time for our first sports panel. I'm your host, Emily Griffin. The race for the Lombardi Trophy is officially underway, but with the first week of the NFL officially in the books, we have more questions than answers. The defending champions, the New England Patriots, were upset by a dynamic Kansas City Chiefs team, and with several rookies making their debuts, there's plenty to be excited about. So with that being said, it's time to break down this week in the NFL. Please welcome the finest Table Talk has to offer, Jake Lindenman and Nathan Rothstein.
Hi, Emily.
It's always great being here.
Jake, what stood out to you this past week in the NFL?
I think it has to be I think it's an obvious choice, actually, but I think it has to be the Los Angeles Rams. They scored upwards of 40 points, 40-plus points, I believe 41, 45 points. Jared Goff had over 300 yards. He got his first win. Todd Gurley did not have a lot of yards per carry, but even still, he was involved in the passing game. And that defense they did a great job. Nathan, though, what do you think?
I thought that was a very good point also, but I still think you got to go with those Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, on opening night in Foxborough to knock off the defending champs. I mean, going into the season, everyone was saying, how are the Patriots going to repeat? And Kansas City went in there and beat them on opening night. I mean, Alex Smith had the game of his life. Kareem Hunt, breakout star. I mean, he had over 200 yards total. I mean, what a rookie. Talk about other rookie performances. You also had Dalvin Cook at the running back position, have over 100 rushing yards. I mean, just having a great game. And you also had Leonard Fournette. All right, this guy was big out of college. You know, didn't have per game, didn't have enough, but still had over 100 yards. I mean, any rookies stood out to you, Jake?
You know what? I was really impressed also with Leonard Fournette, but I want to talk a little bit about Corey Davis, the wide receiver out of Tennessee. He was dealing with a lot of injuries in preseason coming out of the draft, but he impressed with 10 targets. He had more targets than veterans like Eric Decker, who's been in the league and he's been doing it for years. I mean, 6 receptions, 69 yards. I found it a really impressive debut. But I want to talk about someone who didn't actually impress as much, and that's Christian McCaffrey, who only had 13 carries. He only had 47 yards. He fumbled the ball. He looks like he's splitting carries with Jonathan Stewart, and it's looking like a little sticky situation in Carolina.
Although the teams are excited to have their season underway, several players will be out of the action due to various injuries. Notable names included is the Arizona Cardinals running back David Johnson, who injured his wrist and will miss 2 to 3 months of action. Baltimore Ravens running back Danny Woodhead went down and pulled a hamstring and was placed on the injured reserve list. Jackson Jaguars wide receiver Allen Robinson, with a torn ACL, will miss the entire season. The offensive players weren't the only players to get hurt this week. On the defensive side of the ball, Philadelphia Eagles cornerback Ronald Darby dislocated his ankle and will be inactive for 4 to 6 weeks. And finally, Kansas City's all-pro safety Eric Berry ruptured his Achilles tendon and will miss the entire season. All of these injuries will provide us with depth chart battles to keep an eye on. Nathan, is there any battle in particular that you've been looking at?
Yeah, the QB in Houston Texans, Tom Savage, started week 1, and then he was eventually replaced by rookie Deshaun Watson. Listen, Deshaun Watson had a great college career, went to 2 national titles, won one of them, played Alabama's defense twice, which is one of the best defensive in college. They maybe sometimes put it to NFL standard, but I think that's a little over the top. And also, you got in Cincy, I always feel like every year we talk about the running backs. You got Jeremy Hill there, you got Gio Bernard, and you got Joe Mixon, who I think eventually will take over that role. But as of right now, I really like Gio, but I think Mixon will eventually take over. Any other depth chart battles that you saw?
Well, I want to agree with you first off on Joe Mixon. I think he's the complete package, the combination of Gio and Jeremy, and he will be the starter eventually. But I want to talk a little bit about a player that Emily mentioned, David Johnson. You talked about how he was out 2 to 3 months. And I want to talk about his replacement situation, Kerwin Williams. Everyone kind of doesn't really know too much about him. Andre Ellington, both 5-year vets. I don't know why, personally, Bruce Arians would pick Kerwin Williams to be the starter. At 5 years, he's got a career total of 555 rushing yards. Andre Ellington has over 1,600 and 1,000 receiving yards. But you know what? Bruce Arians has really never been wrong on the running back, especially in the past couple of years, so who am I to judge? And my last one, I want to talk a little bit about Blake Bortles. I mean, in terms of competition, Chad Henne's not going to be a big deal for him. Chad Henne's a nobody. But Blake Bortles, it's not like he did good. You know, he only had 125 yards week 1. There's been a lot of talks about, is he the guy in Jacksonville? They benched him during the preseason, and I think that it's going to result in a new quarterback. But on a side note, injuries and depth chart battles aren't consistently on any good fantasy football player's mind. So with that being said, here are some of our fantasy studs and duds of the week. Notable performances include Kansas City Chiefs running back Kareem Hunt with 41 points. Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Stephon Diggs had 24 points. And New England Patriots running back Mike Gillislee actually surprised everybody with 22 points. But on the defensive side of the ball, Los Angeles Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars both scored 29 points each, while the Baltimore Ravens defense scored 22 points. Significant duds of the week include Le'Veon Bell with 5 points, Rob Gronkowski with 4 points, and Greg Olsen with 2 points. Looking for free agents to pick up? Take a look to see if these players are still available on your waiver wire. Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Alex Smith's Week 1 stats were 368 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Chicago Bears running back Tariq Cohen's stats consisted of 5 attempts for 46 rushing yards and 8 receptions, and 1 touchdown. And finally, Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver Nelson Aguilar had 6 receptions for 86 receiving yards and 1 touchdown.
Well, now that our audience is caught up to speed, I wanted to gauge your perspectives about Colin Kaepernick. Many teams struggled offensively this week. Should teams consider signing the controversial quarterback? Nathan, thoughts?
Of course. I mean, this guy was a legitimate quarterback back in the day. He went to the Super Bowl with the 49ers. He led them to 2 NFC championships with John Harbaugh, who is now a very good coach in the NCAA. And also, after John Harbaugh left, Colin Kaepernick was meant to fail, all right? They didn't bring in a correct coach to coach him. 2 coaches got fired back-to-back years as he was trying to be the starting quarterback in that league. So I think he was literally treated unfair because of what he believed in when he took that stand against the national anthem.
Nathan, I hope you were looking over to me when I was trying to figure out in my head.
I wasn't, but
you
whatever.
weren't? I was thinking in my head how long it's been since, Kaepernick's been in the Super Bowl. 6 years?
I think you're wrong.
No. I could see you sweating a little bit. I see you getting a little nervous. Do you want me to get up? Don't fall down, man, because I know you're getting a little nervous about to lose this debate. Now, you want to talk about like he's some great quarterback or something? He's not. You want to know why he couldn't pick it up for Chip Kelly? You want to know why he's not a quarterback right now? Because it takes him too long to pick up an offense. It didn't take Blaine Gabbert that long to pick up Chip Kelly's offense. Exactly, Blaine Gabbert. It didn't take a bad quarterback. It didn't take a bad. It took a bad quarterback. A bad quarterback in Blaine Gabbert was able to figure out the offensive scheme quicker than Colin Kaepernick. He's a good arm. He's a fast runner. He is not a good quarterback.
I can't believe you put Blaine Gabbert and Colin Kaepernick in the same sentence, all right?
did.
Blaine Gabbert hasn't played a postseason game ever, all right? And Colin Kaepernick has been in 2 NFC championships, and he's been in the Super Bowl, and he almost won his team to the Super Bowl, all right? If they had a couple more possessions, they may have won that game, okay, against Baltimore.
If
all right?
only.
Also, the teams that put these completely terrible starters in Week 1, I'm talking about Josh McCown, Scott Tolzien. Yeah, the Colts didn't know how serious Andrew Luck's injury was, but you'd rather have a decent quarterback, maybe go 1-2 and then have Andrew Luck come back, than go have a terrible quarterback, not win any games, and if he's out for the first 3 weeks, go 0-3, and if he's out for more, not win a game this season, which is ridiculous. So, as the Indianapolis coach, why aren't they calling Colin Kaepernick? Give him a tryout. See what he's got. Maybe he's got something. No one's even called this man for a tryout. It's ridiculous. This guy was in the Super Bowl.
I don't want to make you seem dumb, but the Seattle Seahawks did offer him a tryout, and he did have a tryout. But in terms of the Indianapolis Colts, my point is exactly the same. So apparently there's some wax in your ear or something that is preventing you from hearing my point.
No wax.
Because I told you how long it takes Colin Kaepernick to pick up an offensive scheme. Scott Tolzien already knows Chuck Pagano's offense.
And look
so
what
of
happened.
course, look what happened. He played a tough defense. Look what happened.
Dude, he had 2 picks. All right, both
Against good
and
defense.
Did he
Against
even
good
have over 100
defense.
yards?
Against a good defense.
What was LA's defense last year?
They have Wade Phillips this year.
Okay, that makes a big difference.
Yes, it does. He's a great defensive coordinator.
I'm not denying that, but I'm just saying that he the defense just doesn't change because of the coach in 1 year, just
It's not like-
magically, with no additions. They didn't add anyone that big. It's just ridiculous that Scott Tozine couldn't even play on Sunday. He was an embarrassment for the Colts, okay? And if you just maybe give Colin Kaepernick a shot and see what he's got, let him get under the system for the first couple of weeks.
Waste of money.
Waste of money.
Waste of money.
Ryan
Waste of money.
Fitzpatrick just got $5 million to be a backup quarterback in
And
Tampa Bay.
that's a waste of money too, because they don't need a backup quarterback. They have Jameis Winston. But you want to know why it's a smart decision to have Fitzpatrick over Colin Kaepernick? It's because Fitzpatrick, while you may say no because he had a bad end, he can manage a game. That's what he can do.
That's what you think.
Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. Thanks for stopping by the Table Talk Sports panel. I also want to thank our analysts, Jake Lindenman and Nathan Rothstein, for being here. I've been your host, Emily Griffin, and we'll see you next time.
Hello and welcome to College Feud. The most electrifying game show has returned for your television screen after a 3-year hiatus. I'm your host, Gregory Thomas, and if you have been wondering, here are the rules to the game. It is similar to Family Feud. Now, if you are familiar, I will explain. If you're not, I will explain the rules. If you are, don't worry, and please believe me, there will be no national slip-ups here. There will be 3 members to each team. First members of each team will each come up, hit the buzzer. The first one to buzz will get the answer. The first one to answer correctly will get a chance to choose for their team to either play or pass. Once they get their chances, each team will get 3 strikes to choose. 3 strikes before they get to pass it to another team. And if they do get 3 strikes, the opposite fam gets 1 chance to steal, and only 1. So, here are our contestants. For PSTV representing Table Talk, we have the Table Talk crew. And featuring the off-campus specialists representing Zooks, we have the Zooks brothers. So, can we have Christian? Can we have John up first? Ooh.
How you doing, Greg?
That's a good, man.
How you doing? How you doing? All right.
How you doing, man?
Okay.
It's good to hear you, man. All right, let's all be professional here and classy. Now, our first question. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Now, our questions have been tallied up by a survey of Plattsburgh students, so don't worry, it is all fair, unjust, and unbiased. First question will be, what makes someone a freshman? Oh, Blanco.
Large groups of people going to a party.
I'm gonna have to say no. How about for you, Christian?
You fool. All right. I'm going to say consistently asking where stuff is on campus.
All right. Let's look to the board. They don't know who they are. I'll take it. Christian, you got it. Would you like to play or pass?
I'm passing it.
All right. I like that attitude.
Getting
All
in their
right.
heads, Greg. I'm getting in their heads.
You are definitely doing that. Let's go to the Zooks family. All right. Here we are. Hello, Zooks family.
Pressure's on, Zooks
How you
family.
doing? So now we have John Blanco.
Yes.
Is that your name?
Yes, it is my name. I don't like letting people know what my real name is.
So just blonde. So just white.
Yes, in Spanish. Española.
All right. Tu habla el español. My bad.
Español.
Jeez. All right. First question. What makes someone a freshman? You don't have that much
Big
time.
book bag.
I'm gonna have to say, let's look at the board. Sorry, Blanco. I'm gonna have to say no. That's gonna be a strike. How about for you, Gunnar Blanchard? Now, Gunnar. Gunnar? That's your real name?
Yes, it is Gunnar.
How do you spell that?
It's G-U-N-N-A, G-U-N-N-A-R, yes.
Oh, do you condone violence or anything?
No, I'm not a shooter. I'm a peaceful man.
All right, let's hope so. Okay, question goes to you again. What makes someone a freshman?
Someone that's a freshman. Did you just say big backpack?
He
Yes.
did, but you guessed it. It was wrong. So you get one more.
Someone. There you said that someone that looks around.
Let's get another one, Gunnar.
I don't.
Well, we're gonna have to call that a strike. I'm sorry, we don't have enough time. We'll go over to the next partner.
Good answer, Gunnar.
Who we have?
Good
Cole.
answer. Yep.
Cole Reese.
Yep.
Now, based on your teammates here, I do have to ask: is Cole Reese your real name?
Oh yeah.
C-O-L-E.
Yep.
No reason behind it.
No reason.
Just Cole?
Just Cole.
He's got
All
a
right.
name too, though.
Does he now?
Yes, he does.
And that would be?
Ritter.
Nah.
Story for another day. All right, back to you, Cole. First question, what does it take? And let me remind you, if you do get it wrong, the Table Talk crew does get a chance to steal.
They're not gonna get it anyway. We're good.
Well, you better hope so. So what does it take to be a freshman?
Their meal plan, like a freshman meal plan.
All right, freshman meal plan. I am sorry, Cole, that did not do it. Now, here we go to the Table Talk crew. Christian Russell, you did make the cautious call to make a pass. And it looked like it worked out.
I knew it would.
You knew it would.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, now it's back to you. First question, what makes someone a freshman?
If they can't handle their alcohol.
I can't handle that. I mean, they're not supposed to be drinking at that age, but let's look to the board. I am sorry, we're not going to have to.
What kind of freshmen are we recruiting nowadays?
All right. It looks like somehow the crew of Zooks has survived.
Losing.
All right.
You won by losing.
One by losing, that's what they say. All right. Well, let's get our next contestants up here. We have Gunner and we have Brett. Classy sportsmanship. I like it, gentlemen. All right. Second question is going to be on the board. We have 5 answers for you. Get ready. What is something that will distract you from doing your homework? All right, Brett, what do you have?
Netflix.
Netflix. Let's see. All right, you got it. Netflix it is. Would you like to pass or play?
Let's play.
All right, let's play.
Let's do this.
All right. Brett Porter, how are you doing, sir?
Good, Greg. How you
Good
doing?
to see you, man.
Good to see you.
So, joining the Table Talk crew, how long have you been working on Table Talk?
This is my second semester doing something or other with these nice people.
Oh, would you say this is your best experience in PSTV?
So far.
So far?
So far.
Good to hear, man. You know, you did a lot of things. You've come a long way since Man Bear Pair. You know?
Very true.
Proud of you, man. So, second question actually goes right back to you. What is something that will distract you from doing your homework?
I'm going to say eating.
Eating. Let's check to the board. I am sorry, Brett. Not everybody agrees that we all have to fill our faces. Okay, let's go to Sean. How are we doing, man?
How you doing, sir?
Sean, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Good. How long have you been working for PSTV, man?
This is my first semester working here.
How you like it so far?
It's good. I like it. I like
Good.
the experience.
Not too many jabronis, right?
Not too many jabronis.
That's good to hear, man.
good.
Second question does go to you again. What is something that will distract you from doing your homework?
I want to say your cell phone.
Ooh, your cell phone. That is a good point. Let's go to cell phone. Do we have anything? All right, you got it.
All right.
There it is. And now we bring it back. Team is only going with 2 strikes.
Yep.
2 strikes, 1 to go, and you are giving the chance for the
We
Zips
got 2.
family.
All
We
right.
got one.
You got 2 strikes, sir.
Okay.
You got 2 strikes?
We don't even need it. Who cares?
It's okay.
Let's go.
It's okay.
Nah, yeah, 1 more. Whatever.
Nah.
All right.
I got an answer. You don't even need to read me the question.
Oh, you sure?
Yes.
So what is something that would distract you from doing your homework?
Like someone's significant other, like a lady, for my preference, a man for someone else, who knows, but I'm going to go with that.
Keep it objective. I like it.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go to somebody else. All right, we'll take it.
What you know.
Okay. Red, back to you.
Yeah.
What is something that will distract you from doing your homework?
Not gonna lie. I don't know what else would distract me. How about music? How about some good music?
Good music.
Good music.
Not Kanye related, just good music.
Just good music.
All right, let's see. What do we... All right. Oh, good.
Let's go, baby.
All right. Now let's go. It looks like Zook's family, you have a lot of work to do. So we're going to have to go to our third question here. And let's get Sean. Let's get Cole.
I don't want to shake your hand, man.
Oh, man. No respect. I like it. Okay. Final question for you guys. Cole, no pressure. Zooks is riding on you. Okay. What is a character trait of someone in a fraternity? Okay, Sean, what do you got?
Partier.
Partier. Let's see. Let's look to the board. Pro partier. All right, we'll take it.
All right.
In the game. Cole, do better. All right.
All right, let's go.
Come on, Cole.
Sean, as they say, you are cooking with hot grease, man. So
Thank you,
now,
thank
back at it. What is traits of a fraternity member?
I want to say drinker.
A drinker. You know, they do something like that, I guess. Let's see. For drinkers. All right. You got it. Good call.
On a roll,
All right, Brett. How about you, man? Think that make a fraternity member?
It's my turn. Actually.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah, what are you trying to cut me out?
You're
Because I got all the good answers.
I mean, you got a Tom Waits shirt, but something else.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. So, what makes a fraternity brother?
Board shorts and Sperry's. That's not an. How is that? That's like the stereotype of a frat bro.
Hey, yo, if you calm down, you got it correct, Christian.
I got it correct.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, we are learning a lot of new things about fraternity brothers today. Okay, Brett. How about for you, man? What makes a fraternity brother?
Might be a little not PC. I'm gonna say womanizers.
Womanizer.
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna have to say no, Brett. I'm sorry. We do not condone that type of relationship.
I'm not saying I condone.
Anywho,
All right.
Sean, how about
right.
you, man? What makes someone in a fraternity?
It's kind of hard now. They play a lot of video games, maybe.
Did they play video games? Oh, I'm sorry. All right, Christian, you do have one more chance before Zook's family gets possibly one chance to steal and redeem themselves. So again, I ask you, what is it that are characteristics of someone in a fraternity?
They wear their letters on campus. They wear letters.
Where are their letters?
They wear their letters.
I am sorry,
It's
that
rigged.
is incorrect.
It's rigged.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Zook's family, we actually have one more chance. I think I'll start over with Blanco. So, what are some character traits that make a fraternity member?
Well, I talked to the family, and we decided to go with loud.
And as far as
Just charismatic, being loud,
is that the character trait being loud? Boisterous.
boisterous.
Oh, okay. See, boisterous, loud. You got it. Oh, Zeus finally whiffed this steal. All right, give it up, everybody. Great competition from everybody. I would like to thank the Zeus family for showing up. I would like to thank Table Talk for participating. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up today. Have a great night.